today. First of all, do you ever have those people in your life that you love very much but are not great for you for whatever reason? And I was just reminded of this sort of. There's a song by Megan Trainor featuring Teddy Swims called Bad For Me. Awesome song, love it very much. It's now on my lists. So check that out down there in the comments. Okay, second of all, the book on emotional intelligence, really helping. Also check that out in the description. Apologies for the color correction. Right now I have two lights on and no, that's not gonna work. Maybe. Apologies. The lighting situation here is awful. I'm thinking maybe grab a portable ring light. I've had some sun in my face and the nose freckles and everything else are coming out in force, and also I've gotten a little bit of color. So yeah, so the color correction is going to be a bit weird, and wearing a bright white shirt was probably not a great idea. Anyway, so check out Megan Trainor and Teddy Swims with Bad For Me. Definitely do what you can to help yourself, whatever it is, and so on and so forth. Next up, do you ever find yourself in a bad place when thinking about the norm? I mean, we talk about this sometimes. I used to be like, oh, I want to be normal. Oh, I don't like this. I want to be normal. I want to be whatever. And that's not really a good place sometimes. So it's okay not to be. And I was thinking about this because there are some children around here who are not in the norm. There's a deaf lady here that I occasionally speak to in sign. Mine being extremely bad, but it's growing. And also I'm a hand talker. I don't know where that comes from because I don't have a single drop of Italian blood, but apparently these go before my mouth. I'm doggy paddling for some reason. But we've met a kid who has unfortunate issues when it comes down to being overly stressed out, and ended up having to leave a restaurant last night through the door of shame due to some issues with that poor child, and dealing with the problems. His poor mom is just trying to catch a break, and we'll be going out with them again because it's like, yo, we love you no matter what. And you know what? Crap happens. All of that happens. Bodily functions happen. Kids will be kids. When he's cleaned up, I'll give him a big hug and tell him I love him. And was told, hey, you're pretty good with cleaning up these really awful messes. You would think that your stomach would be a bit weaker about this, but I grew up around people who weren't always feeling that great, and well, stuff happens, and you just kind of go with the flow and learn to deal. So, what you want to find yourself in a place where there's the norm, the normal. Sorry to say, there ain't such a thing. And people who are telling you, oh, act right, act normal. Bad for you. Because your norm and their norm are two very different things. Life actually feels better when you're not always thinking about other people's comfort with your norms or how you are. Don't change you. Don't change a thing, darling. You are absolutely wonderful and perfect. Don't change a thing. My funny Valentine. Sorry. Also, and so don't change a thing. Just stay right where you are Unless, of course, you want to change, in which case, you do you, boo-boo. So I'm in the middle of changes. I realized the other day, I'm not ducking my head and mimicking, say, a Canadian or a Midwesterner so much anymore. 6 months ago, 7 months almost, I would have been like, wow, it's been 6 months. Oh gosh, everybody wants this from me, and I need to do this, and I've offended this person. Oh, sorry. Just gonna squeeze right past ya. I'm in a very weird place geographically where we get Ohioans, is that what you're called? And Canadians, and so you might pick up on certain things, and that's okay. For example, the sign language. For the most part, there used to be fur traders coming down the St. Lawrence into Lake Erie and heading up towards Maine. So a lot of them couldn't really speak the local language, and so they would communicate with their hands. And after a while, people started picking up. So there's a lot of French, there's a lot of First Nations gestures, First Nations language that tends to get in there. And a lot of, if you'll notice, woman tends to be a bonnet string going down from the ear to the chin. Man tends to be a wide-brimmed hat, like you're going to take it off. A cap for a boy. Because, back in the 19th century, those were norms. I always explain this to people sometimes, like you're putting on makeup. So those are also norms. People not always being able to speak your local language, or you feeling like you were raised on English, or you were raised on what, but you don't feel like you completely fit into the local fauna and flora. And also, that's okay. You don't always have to. And I'm learning this slowly but surely, and there will be times when I slip. Oh boy. But the other day, someone was like coming up to me with an accusation that I've been spending time with boys and telling me, gotta be more discreet. And the next time I saw her, she was scowling at me, and I just, instead of being like, I smiled very broadly and I waved, and I don't actually feel bad about offending her. So learning, it hurts, but it feels better sometimes when you're like, yeah. One of the things that I'm learning right now is, what am I sorry for when I say that I'm sorry? Is it, oh gosh, I'm sorry I stepped on your foot? Or is it, I'm sorry for whatever it is that I feel is going to offend you? And whatever it is, it's okay. Sometimes you're just like, wait, no, I don't actually feel bad about that. Because you are you and I am me, and hallelujah. And so basic questions like, what am I sorry for? Am I really feeling sorry, or am I just worried that I'm going to offend you somehow? And am I really wrong for just being me? And there we go. So this is going to be a long process. And on occasion, I'm going to rant, and I'm going to be irritated because this is just ridiculous. And things can be so much better, and how. But, so first things first, if you are a constant over-apologizer, what are you sorry for? Can you name it? And if it's something like, I'm sorry I offended that person because I was doing my thing, or being me, or just in general feeling overtired or nervous, there's nothing to be sorry for. And if someone seems to expect you to change your behavior based on an accusation that is false, you know what? Just smile and wave. Do the queenly wave. Yes, do the queenly wave. And if sometimes the norm means that you leave out, going against the norms mean that you leave through the door of shame at a really popular wing place, sometimes, well, let's put it this way. It's okay not to be perfect, and it's okay sometimes to slip a bit. And it's okay when you feel like you need to say, nah, this situation is bad for me and I'm not going near it. And it's okay to be like, you know what, I'm making my own life and you make yours, and I'm not actually sorry.